Way back behind us are some wild woods, and back there are some roads that nobody takes. I want to do a painting in gouache back there, but I've got to hurry because it's going to be raining soon. Come on, Smooth. It's the 1st of June and the grass has grown up in the far fields. It's too wet to mow. You may recognize this spot. I painted it last March when it was covered with snow. Now the challenge with any painting composition is we usually think in terms of 2D, just up and down, sideways. But really, in any painting of a forest, you have a lot of depth too, that Z dimension. And how do you determine what's in the foreground and what's in the background, and what do you put down first? That's the challenge for this painting. Well, they've been trying to keep this road clear enough for the horses, and that means chainsawing the fallen trees that go across it. And I like here on the left how you have this tree that's fallen over, covered with vines, and then on the right, another tree that's also tangled up in vines. So those will make a nice framing mass for the far view with the trees opening up into that window into the field in the distance. I've got a watercolor sketchbook on my easel. It's primed with a cool gray at the top and a warm orange on the bottom. Primed in casein. I'm using water-soluble colored pencils, and I'll be painting this in gouache. But I forgot my brushes. Oh no, I left them back home. Wait a minute, I might have one brush or two in my pencil case. Yeah, here's one. This will have to do. Okay, limited palette in gouache. Titanium white, cad yellow, yellow ochre, raw umber, flame red, and anthraquinone blue. Let's mix a green out of that blue and yellow. And what I want to do here is just knock in these darks. Now this paint's pretty much straight from the tube, but I can add water and make a thinner mixture that goes on more transparently, and it won't pick up the casein. I don't have white in this mixture yet, so it's going to be somewhat transparent. Now if I bring in some white, I can build up the opacity a little bit more. That'll cover up that insistent yellow-orange. That vine-covered snag is incredibly complex, but basically I want to start with that dark underneath. And also the dark forest on the far side in the upper left, and I can always paint the light areas over that once it's dry. Oh gee, there's ticks out here today. Millipedes. Smooth's taking a break, and he's staying close to me because this is where the coyote lives. Now that snag on the right is pretty complicated, but I'll start with those darks and build the lights over it. And I want to get across the feeling that we're looking through the forest to that light field. Smooth is digging for chipmunks. While he digs, I'm trying to convey in my painting the feeling that the scene gives me. We're traveling toward light through a jungle of chaos. The plants, too, are taking a journey toward light, but theirs is straight up against gravity. And this fallen tree covered with vines is the wreckage of a journey that failed and is returning back to the earth. And I better get back before the rain starts. So that kind of takes you through one painting of a forest interior. If you're interested in the whole idea of painting forest interiors, here's that previous one done in the wintertime. And then here's one that's a gouache playlist. And don't forget to subscribe right up here.